about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg is James to throw first. Game on.
And James Richardson was saying that because his son Josh had started playing and started winning and looks like he could be a really good player. I mean, he's the BDO World Youth Champion. He's the Junior Darts Corporation Champion as well. And he's 17 years old. He's got full beard. He's got a better beard than I can grow. It looks kind of odd seeing him with a Junior Darts title, but it's just made him get back on the practice board. I think it's that thing where he doesn't want to get smashed up by his son as regularly as he would like, and it's producing some pretty good results for James himself.
Well, there you have it.
60.
If you want to get back into the game in a big, big way, have a son who will kick your butt on the dartboard.
Wow. I mean, it's a big commitment.
It is a big commitment.
45.
Well, James played really, really well at Q School this year. Got his card back, taken it with both hands, and has played some very, very solid darts this season. From Northamptonshire, where I used to live. He's a quiet man, gets on with it, loves his darts.
58.
And this is what he wants to do. Everybody remembers the night he beat Raymond van Barneveld. And I don't think that's 61. Enough for James. I think he wants more.
Beat him 3-0 as well in the first round of the Worlds at Ali Pali. That was where I believe that's where he debuted his Vindaloo walk-on that everybody went bonkers for, including himself, as Christian Kist fires in the first maximum of the match.
I don't know if you remember, Dan, but when he played his second round match, it escapes me who he played. But he was out of breath the second time he did it. And I don't think that helped his game at all.
Yeah, he certainly enjoyed it.
58. James requires 66.
And a chance for Richardson to hold his throw in the opening leg here. Topsy once.
26.
Chance for Kist. Yeah, maybe 419, so it looks like he's looking at the top of the board.
60 it is. That won't help. When you have 116, you just think, oh, let's hit a 20.
42. James requires 40.
Now then, another poke at double top for James Richardson for 1-0. And there it is.
James Richardson.
Very, very handy. Nice hold in the first leg. James does like playing in continental Europe. Has made a final over here, 2011.
81.
Yeah, it was in Germany, wasn't it?
In Germany. He beat me in the semi-finals. I was flying back then. He played so, so well. Lots of respect for the way he played that day. But he was beaten by Colin Osborne. That was Colin's last professional victory. Colin's watching. We wish him all the best. Hope to see you very soon.
Teaching youngsters the game of darts in Nottingham, I believe, nowadays, Colin Osborne.
100.
Yeah. Colin originally from Middlesbrough, but living in the Nottingham area now. Maybe Derby. But a great example of a dart player for young children and young adults. Really knows how to break the game down and teach the values that you need to be a good professional these days, or just a good competitor.
91.
Speaking of good competitors, we've got a pretty useful one here in Christian Kist, who I somewhat believe
58.
has underachieved in the PDC.
It's a strange one, isn't it? Because having won the Lakeside, as Richardson
83.
gets down to a finish first. Yeah, having won the Lakeside, made the quarterfinals of the Grand Slam as well, and you thought, this lad could do some damage in the PDC, but you know, he's not in the top 32 at the minute. He's in that top 64, but he's been around that sort of level for quite some time without making any great strides forward, as Richardson looks at treble 19 for the bullseye, not going to get a go at it.
I think with Christian, it may have something to do with just how much desire and how much ambition he may have for the future. It's really difficult when you've got something like a Lakeside. How do you back that up? What is his next ambition? Well, right now it's 120, but he just wants to set it up.
50.
Given James Richardson a chance to break. Great chance it is now. Clinical as you like.
Second leg. James Richardson.
Christian is not coming back to the board.
First. Game on.
Straight back to the hockey. Really fast. Evil look in his eye. Good adjustment in the hand there. Almost let it go.
100.
You can tell he's done that before.
Certainly can. He can live up to his nickname, Ruthless, James Richardson. For a man who looks like the character of a dart
60.
player played by Tim Spall, he can be a brutal competitor on the hockey.
You're talking about Barre from Our Design Pit.
140.
He was immense in qualifying for this as well, James Richardson. Not only did he qualify for this one, he qualified for the next tournament, which will be held in
58.
Dusseldorf, and he hit a 9-darter on the way.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
It's
You can't really do any better than that.
hit a 9-darter
140.
against Justin Pipe in the first round of qualifying for the next one, but he saw off Mickey Mansell 6-1. Beat Joe Mernon as well, and we've seen what Joe is capable of. He's won a
James
tour
Dupree,
event,
121.
and he's looking good for a 3-0 lead here. Loose dart, but still plenty of time to tidy things up.
46.
Could have gone better.
I just like the way James has approached this game. He looks aggressive to me. As if to say, you know, I may come into this game as second favourite,
60.
but I'm
James
going to walk
Dupree,
out as a victor.
75.
He just can't wait to get to that hockey. That shows confidence to me. Double 16. Double 12.
51.
Not a bad throw and dart.
Only 236 points scored and 4 visits to the ball for Christian Kist. This is a leg to forget for the former Lakeside champion. If Richardson can win this one, he would face
43.
another former
James
Lakeside
Dupree,
champion, Stephen
24.
Bunting, in the next round.
Game shot on
And at the
third
moment, he
leg.
is motoring
James
towards
Richardson.
that
Full
meeting.
legs Christian to throw first.
Well, right now
Game
there's
on.
only one winner in this match, but as we've seen in many a dart match in the past, you can't write anyone off, and you can never write off a Lakeside champion.
$134.
Now, one of the reasons why Christian may not play as many tournaments as anybody else is that he has had niggles in the past.
81.
You wouldn't think that just throwing a 22-gram piece of titanium or tungsten at the board would give you lots of injury problems, but
45.
the more tournaments that people are playing these days and the more practice that people are putting in, repetitive strain injuries
60.
and knee problems, especially on your standing leg, these kinds of things can rear their head. Christian has had some problems in that respect.
140.
Well, that's the thing. Once you start looking at the biomechanics of it, and there are all kinds of ways. People have got weird and wonderful throws, as Richardson just misses out on
140.
his first maximum. You can throw a dart, and that's fine. You throw it for a couple of hours. But if you're doing it for hours and hours, day after day after day, then you can just slight strains on your back or your elbow or your shoulder or anything. Then they start to take their toll.
You certainly can, and with Christian it's been everything down his
60.
throwing side, his
Christian, you require
right
84.
shoulder and right hip, right knee. You've got to practice, yes, you've got to practice smart.
Oh, look at Merv. I mean, Merv can't walk sometimes as Christian Kist misses
68.
double 8. This would be an
James
absolutely
Dupree, 160.
brutal kick in the guts for Christian Kist if this goes, and it's not going to.
Got to switch now.
90.
Oh, maybe not.
Christian, you
That
require
was a dangerous
16.
start, but he went to the clean side of the 60. It's a good guide. Just underneath it is perfect. There it is.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
He's in the
Christian
match.
Kist. Fifth leg is James to throw first. Game on.
That was a hold. Now he needs a break. James is helping him out here with that. In a
22.
big way.
Here's your chance, Christian.
93.
With a throw like Christian, when they invariably struggle with the upright angle of a dart, just like James's, you always tend to find that their
85.
first dart is low. If their first dart is high, you've got more room for error to correct. Just like that. Constantly searching for a treble, going to 19s,
58.
going to 18s, possibly 17s, but you want to have lots of consistency on that 60 so you're not moving as much.
59.
Yeah, it's like if it's high for these guys, they want to be just above the treble if they miss, and they can use that. They can, but as soon as you start looking at you know what, you might have a fresh target to aim for. And you see, case in point here for Christian Kist, having to move down and having to completely reset himself. And these guys will back themselves. So if you give them a fresh target, they'll back themselves to hit it. But
58.
Just a little bit of help.
This leg is case in point indeed, Dan, because everything seems to be going low. Even this time, going to the 19s first.
59.
Sometimes the smallest little adjustment can make all the difference. If you feel that the throw in your mind is slightly long and everything's going quite low, even the smallest turn of your foot, it may not feel natural,
134.
but that will get you closer to the board by maybe a centimetre, which can make all the difference. Richardson's in control of this
100.
leg.
James Yukar,
Almost identical scores.
143.
He's got the first poke at the 143.
Well, this was a leg that Richardson kicked off 22, remember, so Christian Kist will already be thinking, I should have a better chance than the one I do have. But
84.
he does have a chance.
Christian Yukar,
It's a nice finish, this.
144.
Couple of treble 20s for double 12.
Not really sure what James was thinking on that last dart, but I know what Christian Kist is thinking right now, and that's double 12. Wow!
Game show
Way to
the
get
fifth
yourself back in the
leg.
match.
Christian
Kist.
6 leg is Christian to throw first.
And with that
Game on.
visit, maybe Christian Kist has just lit the blue touch paper. Maybe we'll see him find a bit more rhythm now. He was struggling to find a treble 20 all the way through that leg. Suddenly he pins 2 and finds double 12 as well.
You'd be amazed how many times that happens.
45.
It's like being on a golf course and you can't drive for anything, but if you get a 35-foot putt, it goes right in the middle.
60.
Dart players, man, I've given up trying to understand them. But he is right back in this game now. Christian Kist, I mean, it looked like he was sleepwalking into a 3-leg deficit.
What he will be buoyed by is the fact that that first dart on his last visit was much better. And that's what he will be
100.
focusing on. First dart.
Just an easier game when you first start where you want it. That's not where he wants it, but he believes he can go to the right-hand side and just a little adjustment of the grip.
43.
Christian's the kind of player, he's not renowned as a power scorer. He doesn't really have a reputation for anything, which to me, because of his record,
140.
says he's just doesn't make many mistakes.
Solid, isn't it? That's it. I mean, there's nothing solid about those stats there. I mean, they're pretty dire for a top dart player. You wouldn't expect a world champion in any format to be playing at this level. But the thing is, he's still in this match right now. Richardson hasn't killed him off. And that 144 checkout may well prove to be crucial by the end of this game. Richardson's left himself 141, but if Kist... Oh, he wants another treble to make it a little bit easier. Oh, lovely stuff, Christian Kist.
141.
It's no use to you, James.
That is. So is that.
123. Christian Yukar,
Strange lead,
59.
but it doesn't matter if Christian Kist hits 59. Tops. 10s.
49.
No. So now, James
18.
Richardson left double 9. He's got to hit double 9. Wow,
Game
maybe he
show the
wanted to
sixth
leave
leg.
double 9 because he loves
James
it.
Richardson. 7 leg is
So
James
many
to
people
throw
say it's
first.
a horrible
Game
double.
on.
It's only horrible when you miss it.
Well, James Richardson won the first 3 legs. Christian Kist had 2 darts to
128.
level the match at 3-all. And maybe that'll be the crucial point in this game. Got to pick himself up off the canvas, Kist, and go
60.
again, and it's just 60.
Well, the deficit is 2, which says, okay, 1 break I need to start with.
140.
I see more aggression from James Richardson in this match, though, and I think that's the thing that's carried him to a 2-leg advantage.
How important is
100.
that? I mean, it's all about trying to get intensity, isn't it? Some players will do it in a very aggressive way, and, you know, you only have to look at the likes of Van Gerwen and Kim Huybrechts, who will
64.
literally shout and scream on the hockey. Other guys aren't quite as demonstrative, but they still have to be focused and intense when they're playing, and it's about finding the right way for you as a dart player to bring that out of yourself, isn't it?
96.
That's absolutely right, because you need to find out what kind of dart player you are when you're on that stage. Phil Taylor once said something that I can't air,
59.
but it was the most apt thing I've ever heard when it came to, you know, finding out what kind of player you are. But with James, I think he's found this year especially a little bit of aggression, but not too much.
39.
You can't fake it. You can't just go
110.
and shout and ball up there in the hope that it brings the best out. If you're not that kind of player as Richardson, now for double 16 for 5-2, and he's on the brink. 15 darter, 110 checkout. Pretty good stuff from James Richardson. It's been quite a response after being under pressure and having to survive a couple of darts for 3-all.
A great response, and I think he's the personification of calm aggression right now. There's no real antics or jumping
96.
about. It's just gritting your teeth, having the eyes of a hawk, and doing this, which to me is very, very handy darts. Christian Kist, whether he's playing well or whether he's not, it's never easy to beat. Just hasn't had his scoring boots on today, Christian.
Well, the 144 checkout just came out of the blue from Christian Kist, and it nearly ignited a challenge to get back in this match. But there you go. You can hear the yelp from James Richardson. That's his first maximum of the match, and it brings him within 221 points of the second round. But Kist isn't done just yet.
Something's just happened on stage. What's going on? Spoiled the party.
167.
All he wants is the leg. He's not bothered about another 180. Good pressure though.
Fires in a 180. Kist fires a 180 back. 140 from Richardson to set up the 81. 12 for bullseye. Doesn't even think about the treble. Bull gets it! And that's a 6-2 win. James Richardson, 15 darter, followed by a 12 darter to win it. A ruthless display from a man who bears that nickname. He is through to face Stephen Bunting in the next round. He seems to save his best stuff for Europe. He was a finalist in Germany a few years ago. He's been a two-time quarter-finalist on the European Tour. You won't want to play James Richardson in that kind of mood, would you?
No, absolutely not. I think he'd be very buoyed by that